The opening ceremony for the Target USA Cup in Blaine, Minnesota is quite the scene. A youth travel soccer tournament billed as the largest in the Western Hemisphere. It hosts over 1,200 teams and 16,000 players from all over the world each July. It's the ultimate example of how big the youth sports travel team culture has grown in the U.S. There are thousands of club and travel tournaments each year across the country, and parents who can afford it will spend, on average, between $2,000 and $20,000 per year to take their children. But the soaring cost of these weekend trips is leaving parents without the means on the sidelines. A recent study published in the Journal of Sport and Social Issues found that club and travel sports participation has steadily increased over generations. 4% of surveyed adults born in the 50s participated, compared to 13% of those born in the 90s. The Aspen Institute estimates that 17% of kids in 2024 played on club or travel teams, and the trend is not slowing down. Chris Knuster, a sociology professor and researcher at The Ohio State University, is the lead author of the study.
Part of the rise in private club and youth sports, right, is this confluence between parenting expectations and really a booming in the youth sports industry, full of people who are selling services and are essentially youth sport entrepreneurs, making the case that they can aid skill development and offer improved experiences.
The Sports Events and Tourism Association estimates that youth sports travel accounts for more than 60% of the estimated $52 billion sports tourism industry every year. Parents often spend more on travel than on equipment or registration fees. Chris Bjork is an education professor at Vassar College and co-authored the study. He said parents can easily get sucked into the travel team trap because they want what's best for their kids, and they follow the lead of other parents in the community.
Sometimes that works out, but sometimes it doesn't. And the effects tend to get exacerbated because once you sign up for one of these elite programs, you discover that you're spending a tremendous amount of time with these other parents who are all looking at things from the same perspective. So it's kind of an echo chamber.
So where can this echo chamber take you and your budding star player? How about a weekend at Ripken Baseball? The original Ripken facility is in Aberdeen, Maryland, where the MLB Hall of Famer Cal Ripken grew up. Visiting teams can pay over $3,000 to enter a 4-day tournament showcasing as many as 48 teams from around the country. In addition to the cost of actually getting to the facility, which can run thousands if you're flying, families will likely pay for multiple hotel rooms, which can cost more than $200 per night, meals, gas, tolls, and activities in the area before and after each day's games. On top of the costs, kids then find themselves under the bright lights and are pushed to play well against top competition.
So there's certainly an atmosphere of pressure and even focus on every practice and every game to the extent that didn't really exist for, much of the history of youth sports, certainly, but has become amplified as parents and children and communities invest more time and energy and awareness of what goes on in youth sports, and particularly private club and travel sports.
For some families, the cost and the scrutiny are worth it. Those trips and experiences can become cherished family memories and lead to lifelong friendships. Success on the field can also lead to more exposure and interest from college recruiters and professional scouts. But those opportunities are rare. The NCAA says only 2% of high school athletes will land a scholarship.
Now, because of this huge increase in kids who are playing for a travel team, the pool has increased substantially, but the kind of endpoint has remained the same. So that means that a lot of families are going to get disappointed.
Bjork, who is co-author of a book on the changing youth sports industry, says it's not necessary for your kid to join a club or travel team unless you're committed to helping them get a shot at that scholarship.
Your kid can be very happy, can be very successful without playing basketball 11 months a year, 4 days a week. Another thing that's really important to take into consideration is now parents are forced to make these decisions when their kids are 8, 9, 10 years old. And what 8-year-old knows what they're really going to want to do when they're 15
When deciding whether or not to join a club or travel team, Bjork and Knuster encourage parents to be mindful of outside influences that create pressure to keep up with other families. Creating balance in your kids' lives is essential, regardless of how much money you spend. For Straight Arrow News, I'm Chris Francis.